Our team Penske. Let's see how we can improve in this season. As you can see, we've got the cars on track. So let's head back to commentary and say good morning once again to Chad Nailon and Warren Luff.
Good morning, Jess. I get the feeling that maybe Warren Luff also cares about how Scott Pye's championship's going to go this year.
Yeah, definitely. It's look, it's great to have him at Walkinshaw Racing, and yeah, as you mentioned, partnering on with Scott for the Pertec Enduro Cup this year. So, look, really looking forward to see how he goes in practice one very shortly, and yeah, have to sort of sit around and wait a few more months before I get back in the car.
You'll have to get the Sandown and go, Scott, you know we won this thing last year. I'd like to do it again this year. Chris Brown will be starting off pole position in this one in an old school Toyota 86 Sprinter, if you don't mind. He'll be starting alongside the very aggressive Jordan Cox, who we were marvelling at yesterday. He is seriously fun to watch. Andy Sarandis, that's a four-wheel drive car, so should be able to get a good start. Ben shoots very quick in anything that he drives. Some fast guys will be coming from the back because, as it happens, Warren, improved production had a bit of a high toll yesterday. Yeah, look, we saw, unfortunately, a few cars have some mechanical gremlins out there. Our early race leader yesterday succumbed to some engine drama, so he's going to be starting off the back there. So watch for him coming right through from the back in that nice little Datsun 1200. Yeah, that was Miles Bond. And hopefully they've got that car fixed for this session. Waiting to see him come around the top there at the Macca's Turn 8, hopefully. Big field here, over 30 cars. We've had one or two scrape the wall. Didn't see Miles make that turn then, so maybe he's not got this car fixed up, which is a real shame. But we've still got plenty of fast guys at the front.
We certainly do. Now, yesterday off the start, probably one of the most spectacular starts we've seen on arrival at Turn 1 yesterday was Jordan Cox arriving in the little Honda Civic completely sideways. The front-wheel drive car just not getting enough temperature into those rear tyres on the warm-up lap. Now, keeping in mind, track temperature was much higher yesterday afternoon for the race. So you've got to assume rear tyre temperature is going to be even colder today. So what's he going to do this time?
You have to be very ginger on the brake pedal. We've got a real mix of cars, mix of engines, some V8s, some smaller engines, turbos, the works out there, rotaries as well, as we see Ben shoots in that very cool RX-7. Here's some turbo flutter filling the Adelaide air as we get set for the second race of improved production. These
guys with the turbo cars are going to be excited to have some cooler temperatures this morning. It is starting to warm up pretty quickly out here, but these conditions are certainly going to favour those turbocharged cars and probably help with a little bit with their reliability as well.
Miles Bond was the first car into Turn 1 yesterday, but unfortunately had to pull into the pits. Oh, there he is. He's made it out. Good news. So this little Datsun coming through at the back. If you're a fan of the Nissans from back in the day, check out the paint job on the 17. Welcome back to 1992 as Miles Bond gets ready to start off the back. He was very fast yesterday, so keep an eye out for how the South Aussie.
If he's got an onboard camera on there, I reckon this first lap's going to be an exciting one to watch afterwards.
The Toyota 86. That's Chris Brown, another local driver, just looks across at the Honda Civic. Watch the back end of that Honda down in Turn 1. Very lively. And then a four-wheel drive Lancer off row 2. Improved production. Something different at Clipsal this year. Set to go. Red lights. Racing. And there goes the Lancer. Exactly what we predicted. Shoots to the lead. Now watch Jordan Cox, the red Honda Civic. He needs to be a little bit more careful than he was yesterday. And wisely, he just tips it in with a bit more, well, circumspect nature.
Well, a few people are sort of being a little bit more careful through there today. But again, great to see everyone through. Nice and aggressive start by Jordan. They're down the inside, and this was the match. This was the grudge match yesterday between these two guys. Again, it's that David and Goliath battle. The Honda Civic is really quick up through these tight sections, but the Toyota 86 has got the legs there. There's Jordan's dad, Graham Cox, getting squeezed wide on the exit of Turn 5.
So the Lancer will lead us onto the fast part of the racetrack. Let's see if the little Honda Civic can stick with the... Oh, now the 86 got wild off the curb. Chris Brown gathered it back up, but will lose a spot to Ben Shoots. Cold tyres, Yokohama AO 50 tyres, taking some time to come up to temp. And the commitment from Jordan Cox, trying to stick with the Lancer in a straight line. So much so the Lancer goes defensive down at Turn 9. Now, where's Miles Bond in all of this? He's picked off a few. Here he comes. Headlights on, so he means business.
Already up to P16. About 31st on the grid.
Past. Oh, shunt in a big way. Ridley picks it up and just stays in the throttle. Got out of there nicely.
Two incidents, one at Turn 9, one on the exit. The BM and the Magnus that are getting together.
It's the second time we've seen the 16 of Nagym around. Oh, that's looking a little bit second hand on the left front there now. As he tries to get it around.
There's definitely some broken steering in there. Hopefully, if he can park it over there on that left side.
He's done very well to get out of there. What a shame. Oh, yeah, that's crunched. He was in the wall yesterday, but that was a tyre wall. And so the change for the lead is on. Cox makes the move.
This is where he needs to put his head down now and get away from these guys. We saw Chris Brown sort of being the pace setter there yesterday in the race. He actually went faster than the qualifying times that we saw earlier on in the day. Here we see a replay of...
This will be Brown off the curb.
Yep.
Oi! Oh, sprinters are great cars for drifting. There you go. Oh, from downtown.
Bit of overcommitment under brakes.
Oh, yep. And there was 2 crashes going on at once there. Ian Statham getting turned around. So what happened here? Oh, bit of contact there. Oi, yeah, that'll do it.
But the initial contact actually broke the steering on the Datsun, and from there he was pretty much all a bit of a passenger.
Oh, no, we've got a few walking wounded out there at the moment. The RX-7's hurt. Yeah. Great save from Ridley in that Commodore to just flick it around and get out of there.
I'll give him a job at the stunt show at Movie World.
Apply within. So the move for second, Chris Brown committed through turn 8, gets up the inside of Saren just under brakes, makes that one stick. Ben Schute's trying to go with him in the RX-7. Cameron, you've driven these cars, you've driven against quite a few of these drivers. How are you making things up from down in pit lane?
Well, an update, guys. Statham's actually come into the lane and he's gone back out on track after clearing a bit of the damage on the front right, but I have a feeling he's got some issues with that steering. The front right wheel looking like it's pointing decidedly left.
Down there listening to all those rotary engines, wishing he was out there. We tried pressuring Cameron into hopping out and racing this weekend. He does race an RX-7 in this category back in Victoria. There's lots of laps around Phillip Island and Sandown.
Could have been like back in the 80s. We could have been crossing to him in the car, having a bit of a chat.
He could have been our Dick Johnson.
He could have been the modern day Dick Johnson.
That would have been cool. This is the category where the man standing alongside me got his start. Was it 1995?
1993 was my first.
93. Goodness.
Were you born then?
Yes, I was. I was already a big Dick Johnson fan back in those days. That was what, a little Mazda
RX-3.
Nice. Yep. There you go. Plenty of Mazdas out there today, including this very nice RX-7 swinging through.
Miles Bond already up to P11, so started 31st on the grid, 2 and a bit laps into the race. P11, not a bad start.
It means business. Turbo cars on fire today. Oh, Graham up the inside, yellow flags there. He needs to pull out of this move. And he does very well. Still yellow flags waving. He needs to be careful.
So the yellow flags are going to be for the Datsun on the exit of turn 9 there. And this could actually be interesting for our front runners, because if the yellow flags stay out there, that's one less opportunity for Chris Brown to be able to pass Jordan Cox, and that's where the strength of the Toyota 86 is. It's at the end of a straight. It sort of negates the straight line speed advantage that he's got, so that's actually going to really help Jordan Cox. It's one less passing opportunity where you would expect the Toyota to be right up on the back of the Honda Civic.
Well, he's built a 1.5 second lead. See if that Toyota Sprinter can chase down the Civic over the curbs. Race leader's dad in the 111. Graham Cox running in the under 2 litre category, but we've got an under 2 litre car actually winning outright. Here he is. We were watching him race at the... Oh, now before I finish that story off, I've got the Mitsubishi trying to do some running panel beating on this car.
And that's the exact reason why V8 supercars have gone to a composite front panel and even rear panels, because in situations like that where you have a bit of side-to-side contact, you don't get the guard being pushed in onto the tyre like that. You can get away with a lot more.
Just about halfway home here in race 2 for improved production. Tell you what, 8 laps around here is a mini enduro for these cars. They're not used to lasting long distances. As Miles Bond proved, unfortunately, pulling up short after just 2 laps yesterday. Loves the different notes, engine sounds. Plenty of V8s here at the back working their way through.
It's interesting, our front 2 guys here are trading fastest sectors. Jordan Cox, fastest overall in the first sector. Chris Brown, fastest overall in the second sector. And he's now
wheeling him in.
Yep.
He took a second out of him on that lap. So the chase is on. That lead now, just 0.3 of a second, Cam.
Another update from the lane, guys. Andros in with lots of body work. The scrutineers have been all over it. Back out on track now, but day done for him in this race anyway.
Yeah, he's not going to do much for back down there. He's 25th at the moment. I think he can. The fight for the lead is alive.
So with the yellows out down at turn 9, Chris Brown needs to be close enough that he can get a run onto the back straight and get him before turn 8, because once they get through turn 8, they're in that yellow flag zone down into turn 9. You can't overtake in that spot there.
How's the power from the Toyota lifting the left front wheel out of the corners? And he's going to be quicker in a straight line. Now, has he got the bravery to go around the outside at turn 8? That's a wise move to pull back in behind him. Now, this is the part of the racetrack where Luffy was talking about. Are the yellows still down here? They must be, because he's going for it. And the yellow flag's waving. Pulls out of that one. Wow, that was close.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Without being able to sort of use the straight line speed advantage of the Toyota there, it really takes one of the best overtaking spots out of play for him.
Meanwhile, back in the pack, looking for a bit of action. Oh yeah, the RX-7. That was wild.
Whenever you can have a spin here at Adelaide and keep it off a wall, it's been a good day.
DeLuca getting up on the curb in the grass and spinning around as Brown goes for the lead. There wasn't a whole lot that Jordan Cox could do about that, but he's got some twisty stuff to try and get the lead back here. Oh no! What a move around the outside of the centre chicane! No, I've never ever seen a pass there.
I've never seen someone go around the outside through the chicane there. That is maximum commitment through there. The Toyota had the straight line speed advantage on the main straight, but the nimbleness of the Honda Civic, he's like, thanks for coming round the outside.
We've been racing here since 1999 and never have we ever seen that before. One of the best moves you could possibly imagine, with 3 wheels touching the ground. He just swings it hard left, knowing that Brown will be up in the curb, and he gobbles it up like that. That is just incredible foresight to even think you could do that.
That is huge commitment, but it's also great racing by these two guys to then at the apex of turn 3 there, whilst it is only a little kink, to be aware of each other, to give each other that bit of racing room. That is the move of the weekend so far.
Oh, there are a few men he's already lost the lead back. Hopefully that wasn't under the yellows.
Well, there's green, interestingly enough, there's green flags on the exit of turn 9 there, so you have to assume...
Should have just got him in there. Oh, so before turn 8 we're hearing the pass is made, so that should be okay then. Now let's see if Cox can run with him. The 3 SGE Toyota engine really hammering down some good laps here. What a battle. I'll tell you what, there are a few people who clicked their tongues when they heard that improved production was going to be on the list here this weekend, because it's very different. But we're getting our money's worth out of them, putting on some great racing. This car handles really well on the curves. We were thinking that maybe these cars wouldn't handle the curves so well. Oh, traffic, here we go. Including the little Toyota Yaris to get around. Now can Cox take the lead back through the staircase? He's proven he can pass just about anywhere. Hang around the outside, Jordan, do it again. All right, now then, how does he play this one, Warren?
Well, unfortunately for Jordan, they're about to come up onto the back straight, which is going to be the...
Hang on. Oh, that is tight. In between the fence and the Yaris. Racing through the traffic, and unfortunately the 86 is just going to pull away from him here.
But you can see Chris Brown is spending a lot of time with his eyes in that mirror, because after that move at turn 1 and 2, he knows that Jordan Cox is prepared to basically try and put the car wherever he can to get around the Toyota 86. But you can see the straight line speed advantage of the Toyota. It just monsters away from the little Honda Civic there. Yellows are now in down there at turn 9, so we're back to overtaking.
Wowee. You ever seen that onboard where Mika Hakkinen picks off Michael Schumacher at Spa by going through the traffic?
Quite impressive.
Very scaled down version. I thought that's what he was going to try there. Going around the outside of the Yaris. Yellow flags waving here. Not going to happen around the back part of the circuit. Sideways around every corner and then locking the brakes up.
You can see how much time he makes up on the way into the corner under brakes. But again, it's just that straight line speed advantage that the Toyota has. Gets into anything that resembles a straight line and pulls 5 or 6 car lengths on him.
Last lap. This Jordan Cox guy is going to have a bit of a cult following if he keeps this up. The speed through there to get onto the back of the 86. They rub. Oh, that could have been monstrous at nearly 150 k's an hour. He wants the lead back. He knows he needs to get it before they get to the straights. These two racing like it's the last lap at Bathurst. Oh, he gives him a shot right in the bumper. A good old-fashioned bump and run. No, he doesn't pass him. He thought, that's a bit rude. Oh, sideways out of the corners. The 86 knows he wants to try and build a lead and he loses it. Over the curb. This is sterling stuff.
This is more important than the last lap of Bathurst. This is the last lap of improved production here at the Clipsal 500.
Unreal. One of the best exchanges you'll see all weekend long. These two putting on a show, but the 86 just has the grunt to step away in a straight line. Great racing.
The thing is, can Jordan get close enough in this last sector to have a move at the last turn? He's closer than what he was on the last lap.
I think the 86 has got some tyre issues here. He's really worked them. Buzzing them off the corners certainly won't help those rears.
I think his biggest issue is going to be a sore neck from looking at the rear vision mirror.
Now, can Cox get him on the last corner just to finish off what's already been a great race? With a bit of a broken nose, can he get close enough? He's locking it up, trying absolutely everything. But the Newlon Toyota is going to hang on. And these two will high-five and handshake at the end of that one. 8 entertaining laps in the bank. Chris Brown doubles up. Good motor race.
That was exceptional. But again, great respect between the two guys. Yes, there was a little bit of contact on that last lap, but they...
Oh, no. Oh. Whoops, it's not over yet here, Warren. The kettle has officially boiled out the back of the circuit. Oh, no, don't join the party. Oh, dear.
Yep.
Wowee. Now, it's left a little bit of liquid on that curb. It's going to huff and puff its way back. Doesn't want a DNF, but I'm not sure that's the wisest move. Oh, don't leave anything on the racing line at turn 8.
Well, with V8 supercars out next, we'd rather have a clean circuit.
Well, they're going to have a look at that. Wowee. I need a drink after that one. He's going to slip on his own oil on the way back. Chris Brown and Jordan Cox putting on an absolute show at the front. Andy Sarandis would come home for third. Ben Schutz couldn't quite get amongst it as these two drove 10 seconds clear of the field in what was an awesome race. The Newlon improved production cars have been absolutely outstanding here this weekend. Dan Ridley rounds out the top 10. Further back through the field, Bruce Henley just sneaking inside the top 20. Bit of lap traffic towards the back there. That race had absolutely everything. Michael Nagyb caught up with a fairly large crash